Good morning. A judge blocks Trump ban on Harvard foreign students. This is a big deal. A federal judge on May 23 blocked the Trump administration from cutting off Harvard's enrollment of foreign students, an action Harvard said was unconstitutional retaliation for opposing the White House's political demands. The Trump administration removed Harvard University's ability to enroll international students on May 22, saying thousands of current students must transfer to other schools or leave the country. The Department of Homeland Security said Harvard has allowed its campus to become an unsafe place for Jewish students. It also accused Harvard of working with the Chinese Communist Party, saying it hosted and trained members of a Chinese paramilitary group as recently as 2024. The Trump administrators, no, I'm reading bad. The Trump administration's quarrel with Harvard, the nation's oldest and wealthiest university, has intensified since it became the first to openly oppose White House demands for changes at elite schools it has criticized as breeding grounds of liberal ideas and anti-Semitism. The federal government has also cut $2.6 billion in federal grants to Harvard, forcing it to self-fund much of its research operation. President Donald Trump has said he wants to strip the university of its tax-exempt status. Harvard President Alan Garber earlier this month said the university has made changes to its organization over the past year and a half, including a board strategy to deal with anti-Semitism, but warned it would not move on its legally protected principles. He said he wasn't aware of evidence to support the administration's allegation that its international students were more prone to disruption, violence, or other bad behavior than any other students. Harvard filed a lawsuit on May 23rd in a federal court in Boston, saying the government's action breaks legal rights to free speech. The lawsuit is separate from the university's earlier one challenging more than $2 billion in federal cuts imposed by Trump's administration. Harvard enrolls almost 6,840 students at its campus in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Most are graduate students and they come from more than 100 countries. The decision from U.S. District Judge Alison Burroughs puts a temporary block on the Trump administration's plan. The next court hearing is on May 29th. Excuse me. Discussion. What are your thoughts on the Trump administration's decision to block Harvard from enrolling foreign students? Very sad, because I was a graduate student in U.S. back then, and the denial just makes me feel very sad. Yeah. What kind of impact do you think this decision might have on Harvard in the long term? ね It might be good for American people because all the knowledge leaks out to other countries. Yeah. But as a human being, I mean, people can study anywhere in the world, I think so. It's kind of sad, yeah. What are your country's most elite universities? Tokyo ですね. Tokyo University and the Kyoto University. Do they attract a lot of international students? I think they do. Do you think your country invests enough in scientific and academic research? I have no idea. Do you know anyone who moved abroad for their studies? Hi, Mimi. Yes. For the discussion, have you ever considered studying abroad? Yes. Where would you go? Actually, I don't mind going it again. To Spanish-speaking country, ne. Ahora aprendiendo español todos los días también. Do you know any academics? What field are they in? Yeah, my actually families are very academic in pharmaceutical pharmacy. Ne? Do you have any complaints about your country's higher education system? I think it's not so expensive to get those degrees, and the most high-ranking university is a public one. It's not a private, so I think it's a-okay. Are you happy with the quality of education you received? I think so, yes. Actually, I'm very grateful to my parents because they paid for my education, and I'm very thankful. The function of education is to reach one to think intensively and to think critically. Martin Luther King Jr. What are your thoughts on this quote? Definitely yes. Yes, true. Agree, 100%. Yeah. To teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Yeah. That's all work for your life works.